Hey y'all, welcome back to the Coco Swatches YouTube channel. Today we are going to go from this to this using some old faves. So if you want to see how I got this look, stay tuned and keep on watching. So first we're going to start off with the eyes using the Safari Rain palette from Colored Rain. This palette was actually limited edition, but they're bringing it back soon. I will have those details in the description box below, and I will have a discount code for you. So I'm just taking that burnt orange color with a fluffy brush to start in the crease and building it up until I get the desired pigmentation. Just an FYI, I actually forgot to prime my lids, so y'all are seeing how these shadows truly perform. They are pigmented AF. So next, I'm going to take an olive green shade and put it right below the orange shade, right up under the brow bone. I kind of feel like olive green is a really hard color to get right, especially on deeper skin tones. So this one is really one of my favorites, and that's why this palette is one of my favorites. And I'm just putting that on the outer corner again, right under the brow bone. You can actually kind of feel your brow bone with your brush when you are putting a product in the crease. So just a tip, when you're putting crease colors, actually kind of try to feel for your brow bone. Next, I'm taking that olive green glittery shade to cut the crease. It is actually a Colored Rain brush as well, and it's great at laying down glittery shadows with precision. And just look at the pigment. It's like I'm able to cut the crease and everything with just one swipe. It's so bomb. And I don't even feel like the camera is doing it justice. Just this really kind of goldish olive green glittery shade. Next, I'm going to take a touch of that tealish green shade to really bring everything together. I kind of just want to amp up the greenness of this look and make it more, I guess, safari perhaps. It is called the Safari palette. So I'm just kind of making everything look blended there towards the outer corner. Next, I'm going to take that deep brown shade and kind of just wing things out just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more dramatic. Next, to take things up a notch, because why not, headed over to do a TikTok video. Show of hands, who's on TikTok? I feel like there's so many funny people on there. But anyway, so we're doing a wing liner with this look because why not? Like I said, we're using the Inglot liner, one of the blackest liners out there. To be honest, I just let the wing decide what kind of wing it wants to be. I start from the center of the eye and kind of create the shape as it goes along and try to make sure that both sides look even. So I am wearing falsies today, but I want to put some mascara to make the falsies blend. This is the Voluminous Mascara from L'Oreal. It's one of my favorite and most darkest, blackest mascaras. This is in the shade or the color Carbon Black. Now we are moving right along to complexion. So I've already prepped and primed, but instead of color correcting today, I am gonna spot conceal with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer before putting on foundation. I don't really like this concealer for under eye, like on top of foundation, but it's great for things like covering up any dark spots or carving out the brows, which I also used to do today, or as a shadow base, which I would have used if I had remembered to put it on. So I'm just gonna blend it out with my foundation brush before applying my foundation. It does have a very, very, very matte consistency, so you don't want to apply too much. So next, I'm applying my Smashbox Hydrating Foundation, about 2 pumps. I found out about this foundation kind of late after, I don't even actually know when it launched, but I just started using it last year, and it's become one of my favorite foundations. It's so blurring, but it has really great coverage. but then it also looks really skin-like. So I find that, you know, with oily skin, you don't always have to use mattifying products. Sometimes mattifying products can just make your skin either look more oily or just make it look a little bit too dry. So don't, you know, be afraid to use something that says hydrating if you have oily or combination skin. So that's what my foundation looks like. Next, I'm going to get into the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I kind of forgot how much coverage this concealer has, so I might have applied a little bit too much. But I love this concealer, especially when I'm trying to create like a super glam look. But here I feel like I applied a little bit too much, so I'm letting it dry a little bit to get tacky, but I'm definitely going to have to work a little bit harder than I intended to blend it out. But you know, it's all good. We're just going over to TikTok. You know, it's nothing serious. You know, we're just trying to look cute for these videos and hopefully, you know, take your mind off things. So, you know, it's no big deal. I'm just gonna blend that out with my beauty blender, or it's actually not technically a beauty blender, it's a Seductive Color Sponge, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just kind of blending that out towards the center of my face. Next to set, I'm using the good old Laura Mercier powder. I feel like a lot of people started off with makeup using this powder. I mixed both the translucent medium deep shade with the original translucent shade. One is a little bit too light, the other one is a little bit too dark for under eyes, so mixing them is like the perfect combination. And I almost forgot how matte this powder is, but I'm just using the sponge to kind of press it into my skin as I normally do, and it's a pretty good shade. It's kind of like, it doesn't really give off much color. It is looking pretty translucent, which is what it's supposed to do. I'm just so used to using like a yellow powder, so this is a little bit of a change, but definitely mattifies the under eye and sets everything and makes it look really nice. So next to bronze, I'm using the Black Radiance Contour Palette in Dark to Deep. I feel like when this palette came out, it was such a game changer. I'm using that sculpting shade in the middle. This is actually the second iteration of this palette. The first iteration, I only could use the contour shade, and they came out with an even deeper iteration of the palette. So now I'm using the middle shade, which I believe is called the Sculpt shade, to kind of like bronze up the skin. The contour shade in this palette is really dark, so I would only use that if I was like really trying to like really sculpt the face, and it's super affordable. So to highlight, I'm using the Dose of Colors highlighter, and this highlighter is super pigmented. So when I use highlighters like this, I like to spray down my face to create a wet base so that the highlighter can kind of sink into the skin and not look like it's kind of, you know, sitting on top of the skin. So that's what I've done with this highlighter, and I'm just using my sponge to just make sure it's looking blended. I just don't like that look where it's like sitting on top. I just want it to look kind of like more skin-like. So that's why I like to spray my face down before applying highlight like that. And I'm actually going to use blush today for once. I feel like I haven't used this blush in like almost a year. It's called Film Noir by MAC, and it's this really super rich plum purple. You don't need a lot of it, but it just looks really beautiful on deeper complexions. If you put too much, it's gonna look like a bruise, so you know, use wisely, but you know, use with the right amount, it looks really pretty. So to finish off, we're gonna do our lips. I got the hair done a little bit, put some earrings on, feel myself a little bit. So we're gonna use Chestnut lip liner by MAC. As you can see, mine is on its last legs. I obviously need a new one, but I've also just been playing around with other brown liners, so I haven't been reaching for this one as much, but it's like a staple in you know, my makeup kit. It has been since I started wearing makeup. The next thing I'm going to be using is this Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipstick called Driver by Maybelline. These liquid lipsticks last literally all day. They're super pigmented and they're affordable, which is bomb. I just always forget that I have them in my stash. And just for kicks, why not just add a gloss? We're just going to add this NYX Ginger Snap Butter Gloss that everybody loves. It's, you know, one of our favorite affordable glosses. It's just, everybody needs to have this in their makeup stash. So with that being said, that is my finished look. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Hopefully inspires you to go look in your makeup stash, maybe discover some old favorites that have just been sitting around and collecting dust. I hope this video was able to take your mind off some things and just, give you a little bit of a distraction from everything that's going on. If you liked today's video, please feel free to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more cool content. Please stay safe out there, y'all, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.